you have to understand where I'm coming from with this. Congratulations to the Dolphins, because from the beginning of the season, they've been banged up, battered. Um, Starting quarterback, who your whole offense is centered around, was in and out of the lineup. You had banged up receivers. Mysteriously, one of your star receivers decided he wasn't going to catch the ball.
Man.
And with all that being said, your third string quarterback, you turned it up a notch on defense because you understood if we gonna be in this game, we gonna put all kinds of pressure on Josh Allen, and you did.
Yep.
Came up short, but holy smokes, you have to believe moving forward, if this team is healthy, they're contenders.
They were the biggest wild card underdog ever, and by spread, and they, took it down to the wire with this team. And I think that's the, reflecting on it, because it hurt yesterday for sure. But everybody is looking at this Bills team, and every year, all year, everybody was crowning them and saying that they're the Super Bowl favorites and that they're the team. And the Miami Dolphins played 3 games against them in 3 very different situations, and every single time it has come down to the last drive or play.
Yes.
With the team that everybody is crowning.
It doesn't mean you're going to win, but if you're looking at your team and say, we can compete with anybody in this league, then that's a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Now all you got to do is get a little bit better, healthy, which is not, health is a crapshoot.
It's a crapshoot. Right? Yeah, it's a crapshoot.
And so just keep moving forward. There's some good things. There's some decisions that, maybe I would have done differently when it comes to offensive scheme or what Mike McDaniel was calling during the course of a year. But that being said, when it works and you all celebrate him as having stones, I'm not going to be the guy to get on him when it doesn't work. You see what I mean? And so you kind of have to, you take it all in. But defensively, Chubb came to the game.
Finally.
Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins was Christian Wilkins. Had some issues in the second and third levels, but that has a lot to do with health and the different guys that you've had to come in and play DB.
And the Bills are good.
And the Bills are really good, right? And so from that standpoint, to say, or they say, oh, well, Josh Allen played his worst game. Yeah, that's because of that defense. They pros too. They made him make mistakes. Yeah. They forced him to fumble the ball. So stop with that nonsense.
Look, he played his worst game. He still put up 352 yards. Like he was still like that guy. That's the thing that's dangerous about Josh Allen is like he could have awful moments, but he literally could erase a mistake in one flick of the wrist.
Which brings me.
No, we'll do that later. No. I swear to God, we will talk about the Jags game, but like let's stick on to let's stick on to the task at hand. That's a selfish move by you.
Hey, even when you're wrong, you try to be elusive.
No, I'm telling you, I will get to it, but like Jesus, it's 4 hours. Let's talk about the team that's in this town that lost.
But we did. Like this
before you wanted to roast me for the next 15. You're very selfish.
Here's what I would say. That during the season,
like that was the closest playoff game they've had in 20 years, and you're like that's cool and all. I want to roast Tobin for Trevor Lawrence.
No, but here's the deal, is that all year we've been on this team about this and that, and X has played hurt all year, and people kept, I think X is dropped. And when I hear stuff like that, I understand why if a player is not damn near 100%, he don't play, right? It's because X sucked it up all year. And you could tell he didn't look as explosive. You can tell his top-end speed wasn't great all year, but he still played.
And he came with a couple of he came with a huge pick. He came with a huge breakup.
Right.
yeah, he got roasted toasted. Stephon Diggs, he's amazing.
Right. That's the other thing. Like, we're not talking about he got roasted by a scrub.
Yeah, it's not like
Like-
it's not like that game against the Ravens where he got beat by dude I've never heard of, number 7. I was like,
this wasn't a Middle Tennessee State situation where that guy's had 3 catches for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
right.
I get it, but no, I thought that the thing that hurts about it is you had all of the recipes for an upset. You got the defensive scores, you got the big turnovers, you got a huge special teams play. You just can't then also have key mistakes after you have them on the ropes and they're making mistakes. Like you're sitting there, you're like, no, not penalties at the end. Come on, we're right there. And it's like, that's the heartbreaking part. It's like you had it and you shot yourself in the foot at the end. And that's the killer. That's the one that crushes you. And you're like, what is this? Why can't I get the play call in? Why are there no timeouts? What happened?
The thing of it is this. You can't fully take advantage of the mistakes of the other team if you're turning around and doing the same things.
Yes.
And so it basically becomes a wash, and now you're playing one of the best teams in the NFL heads up again because you turn around and make the same mistakes they made.
Right.
And so from that standpoint, I think that I don't know, and people say, oh, you'll learn from that and move on. You really don't, because your team's different the next year.
That whole line was different. Like it was like they only had 2 guys playing in their week 1 spots on the line. You signed some guy off the street, and it's like, you moved Robert Hunt. And so like that was part of what they were saying was happening, is that they had to get everything kind of put together. Plus you have a rookie quarterback. It's a crazy environment, rookie head coach. That was the unfortunate thing. They had him, and then it just was like, there's the inexperience. They weren't quite ready for the moment.
Yeah. And I could see it, like, either with the decision making and the amount of time it was taken to make decisions. One of the things with a young quarterback is you kind of have to get the play in sooner to give him an opportunity to, kind of understand what we're doing here.
Right.
Or if he has to make some adjustments, he probably need a little more time than, say, Tua would. And he was up against it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I saw this. Trying to hurry up and get the snap. Or how many times the ball was snapped at 0 and they let him slide.
I know.
Right?
They did.
And
then they said like the play clock was broken, and I was just really confused by the end of it and mad.
Right. So I think as a whole, right, there's just a couple of things that, from a new coach perspective, from a team perspective, there's just a few things that will be fixed, I think, with a little more experience in those situations. And I think the team is good, and they found a way with what was going on their team, with the injuries, with third string quarterback or whatever, to compete with one of the teams that could very well win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so from that standpoint, you're disappointed. The record does not reflect how good this team is and how good they can be. So for all the people out there that's thinking, oh, we got to make all these drastic moves or whatever, you're going to make some moves because they're going to be money moves.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make. I mean, you're gonna have to do something with the tight end. Certainly, they got some defenders they got to pay with Wilkins and probably Sealer. They got decisions to make in the secondary to figure out what's going to go on there.
I mean, we already know one decision that's going to free up about 20.
Oh yeah, rats off a ship.
But I don't even know where he is. He's in witness protection.
No, nobody does.
Nobody knows who he is. If he walked and knocked on my door and slapped me in my face, I wouldn't know who it was, because I haven't seen him in so long.
It was,
but these are look. This is a natural course of professional sports, and what you have to do is you have to sit back, and the Dolphins have to sit back right now and determine what portions of our team struggled because of talent and what portions of our team struggled because of injury. And you got to be honest with that in order to move forward. I think a lot of times we see guys struggling and we just want to get rid of him and call him a bum without knowing the whole story. And the Dolphins have the knowledge of knowing that whole story. So I hope it's going to play out that way. What happened?
Some Sir John saying McCoach needs to stay off the vape. He wasn't vaping. Why is everybody saying that? He had a pen in his hand.
Hey, but if he was, I could see it.
Well, that's the thing. Is that you have a coach who looks like he would vape on the sidelines because he looks like Slim. Like he looks like that's why. You know, he looks like he looks like a coach who would vape, but he wasn't vaping.
Right. It was just cold as hell. Weather, I tell you what, weather for this time of year up there was pretty good.
It was, I mean, it was a pen and it was Buffalo. I mean, it looks
so Cap for Life says definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting something different. I agree with that. But you also have to be honest. You also have to be honest with why. See, a lot of times people want to make all these changes, right? They want to make all these changes without fully understanding the reasons why it didn't work. And all I'm saying is that as an organization, don't get caught up in what you think you have to do. Evaluate the situation for what it is and make moves accordingly, because you're too close. And if you make the wrong move with the wrong player, you could go the wrong way.
We'll take a quick break. Those are your headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
We will get to crimes, but first, Leroy, a weather update from DeBensman and Dover Law Firm. Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
I'm just going to look out of the little crack of the window because I'm going to tell you what it is. It's cold. Is it 60 degrees yet? It is light winds and it's sunny, which means it's a beautiful day. Unlike the last 2 days where it was cold, windy, and when the sun went away, freezing.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, dude.
Well, I played in a golf tournament.
You
Me
did?
and my friend. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You're back.
No, I'm not back.
Oh, I mean, well, you're back on the course.
Let me tell you. I had a lot of little Kirk Cousins going on out there. Easy shots. Here's Kirk Cousins' career rolled up into one play. It is 4th and 8, and you throw a 3-yard pass. That's Kirk Cousins. He may throw for 480 yards.
It's Dolphins Monday, brought to you by Gunther Volkswagen. This new year, you've got to get to Gunther Volkswagen to get behind the wheel of a new Volkswagen SUV in Fort Lauderdale, Coconut Creek, and Delray Beach. For car buying done your way, you've got to get to Gunther Volkswagen. Finns lose yesterday, 34-31, in a very entertaining wild card weekend.
Kudos. You know what? It takes some stones as a team to be on your third string quarterback, to go down 17-3?
17-0.
17-0. And everybody, oh my goodness, my text was blowing up. Oh, this was what I was afraid of. Here we go.
Of course it was. Definitely. The fact that they didn't hit the first punch and they still came back with their third string quarterback was
We're looking
very
at
inspiring.
34-31, but that doesn't tell the whole story.
Right.
That game could have easily been 65-7.
Like, it definitely stings. I'm not saying Dolphin fans can't be upset today, but like, at least you had a playoff game that took you down to the wire. Leroy, every playoff game since their last playoff win has been an ass kicking. Every game. Like, you've gotten into the playoffs, great, but your consolation prize was getting drubbed in every first round.
Now, can I ask you this? When the score was 17-0, I'm thinking to myself, Could this be another Jacksonville?
No, I wasn't thinking that at all.
I was. I'm
No,
like,
I was thinking because Jim Nantz then mentions the stat. He's like, yeah, the Dolphins have lost by an average of 17 points in their last 4 playoff games. I was like, Jesus. I was like, here we go.
see, like, I don't. You have some of the most dynamic offensive weapons in all of football.
And they kept dropping the football.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, what was Jalen Waddle doing?
That's what was infuriating. It's like you come out of the gate and like Skylar Thompson is actually dropping some
dimes.
balls. I was like,
he's throwing dimes.
I know. I was like, what is this? It was infuriating.
But yeah, so I was like,
and Jay Fick's lashing out, by the way.
I'm gonna wait it out a little bit and see what happens. They kick a field goal. Kick another field goal. Was it? They kicked 3, right? And then Marco said, just like I called it.
I called it. Let's go.
All you needed was a window.
Right. And so now you start trying to reason with yourself. You know, they've held the Bills in check and they keep getting in the red zone. If we can just get a boom, touchdown, 2-point conversion. Uh-oh! And now your whole attitude changes. Now you're thinking, we got a chance.
No, like when Eric Rowe gets that sack fumble and Zach Sealer it on up.
Oh, God.
Gets the scoop and score. First of all, nothing better than a fat man touchdown, even though he's not fat. He's just a big boy.
Big boy.
Nothing better than that. And especially, did Christian Wilkins try to put him in a rear naked choke? Like, was that his celebration? Like, is Christian Wilkins' celebrations also to do dirty plays on his own teammates?
I'm telling you, every team has one of these guys. A guy that's strong as an ox that plays, right? Like, he thinks he's just playing with you, and meanwhile, you're in the rear naked choke. Right. He said, I'm just playing.
It was awesome. Zach Sealer getting that touchdown. Then he saved the game ball for his wife. He's never scored a touchdown before. And so she's like screaming in the press box. She's on Instagram, and then she gets the ball after the game. So that was cool. Because he was like looking to what to do with the ball. He goes, oh yeah, I'm supposed to keep the ball. So that was cool. That was an awesome moment for Zach Sealer. That guy's gonna make a those two boys. Here's what I would say.
That front four has made up for all of your inefficiencies in the second and linebacker and DB. Those front guys up front.
I think those two guys have been their best players the last 6 games of the season.
Who?
Sealer and Christian Wilkins.
I mean, I would say Jalen Phillips. He got some.
He's a co-star.
Co-star. Okay.
He's a co-star. He gets to be Robin. He's in there taking advantage. Those guys have been maulers.
Yes. I mean, and here's what the crazy thing is. You talking about Christian Wilkins, you talking about Jalen Phillips, and you talking about Sealer, right? What about the guy you gave all that damn money to? That's outside. You only got one more guy.
I know. Appreciate him actually getting a sack, though. That was good. I was like, Chubb finally got him. Yeah. Because every play, it feels like Chubb is right there and then just gets shoved aside.
With the arm.
He's like right there, and then all of a sudden he's
You know what I found out? Interesting stat. I usually am very keen to the rules of football. You cannot be called for horse collar in the pocket.
I didn't know that.
I found out yesterday when everybody was playing horse collar.
Did you guys find Tony Romo super annoying yesterday?
Oh my God.
Like, he was so in the bag for Josh Allen. It was disgusting. Yeah. Oh, Jim, here comes Josh Allen, the avalanche. Sack, fumble. Shut up, Tony.
What did he call him? He called him a unicorn.
Oh, Jim.
No, alien. He was calling him an alien.
Alien. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, we got a UFO on the field. He got like one play right. The only play Tony Romo nailed yesterday was the Skylar Thompson interception. He didn't see that coming. He goes, all right, Jim, all you don't want to do here is throw the ball. Picked off. I was like, damn it, Tony Romo, shut up.
And here's the problem. there's during the course of a game, right? You have plays that you want to go to in certain situations. If you miss on those plays, it's really hard to go back to the same look and the same play. You have to kind of change it up a little bit, maybe have somebody else do it, simply because the defense, like I told you, they're not smart. They remember, right, that look, and so they'll remember that play. And I think they went to the well too many times, and the cornerback just kind of, fell back and never even worried about the guy in the flat or the guy underneath.
Guardian Outpost says Romo didn't even shave for the game, thought it was going to be a blowout. Yeah, I know. He feel like, oh, Jim, this is exciting. Like, you would think Tony Romo would be excited for an unheralded quarterback. Like, that's what he is. You would have thought that he would give it a little bit more love to Skylar Thompson.
Yep.
And he was like sitting here fawning over Josh Allen. Mr. January. I'm sorry. How many Super Bowls does he have? He's Mr. January.
Well, guess
Reggie.
What?
Hey, took Reggie Jackson a little bit.
He has the same amount that he has.
Took Reggie Jackson a little bit to get Mr. October, like, let's calm down, Tony.
I mean, you have been saying sealer it on up from camp.
Well, that's just a great pun. It's objectively a great pun. I don't know what to tell you.
So so
he at one point was like, right before the Dolphins, he goes, oh no, Jim, can the Bills season end like this? What is this? What are you calling this on the Buffalo Radio Network, Tony? Ridiculous. He was so annoying.
Yeah, but you have, and the thing is that sometimes you can lose your last game of the season and fans start losing hope. But after yesterday,
pride game.
It wasn't even a pride game.
It was
they had a legitimate. It ain't a pride game when you have a legitimate chance of winning.
No, but if your pride shows up, it's a pride game.
All right.
Why are you begrudgingly giving this the title of a pride game?
Because it wasn't really like here. I look at a pride game when somebody's destroying you, and then you keep it close.
No, you said that a pride game is when the spread is, I think, 10 points or more, or even maybe 14.
Yeah, but if you have a chance to win, that's not pride. Keeping it close ain't pride. You had a legitimate shot at winning.
I know. It's so annoying they lost. They should have won.
Hey, hold on. Hold on 1 second.
Where are you going?
I mean, I just saw a body walk by my window.
Oh, well, we can take a break. I got to go. We got 15 minutes of heat coming on up. We're back with more after this.